If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Award-winning Chicago rapper Lil Durk has been charged in a superseding indictment alleging murder for hire plot to kill a rival near the Beverly Center shopping mall in Los Angeles in August of 2022. So, of course, we do know that Lil Durk has been behind bars, I should say, for some time now. This is all having to do with he's accused of hiring to kill rival rapper Quando Rondo. This is, again, back in August of 2022. So to bring in now to have just a bit more conversation about this alleged murder for hire plot, let's bring in Megan Cuniff. She is our legal affairs journalist. Megan, thank you so much for being with us here on Live Now. Again, we just got this update today, 2 new charges in this federal case. What are your thoughts initially as you saw that update come out?
Really nothing new in the indictment. This is just the feds getting ready for him to come back to Los Angeles and giving him co-defendants in the indictment. He was arrested on a complaint, so it would be totally standard for them to then go and seek a grand jury indictment. And actually, his co-defendants were arrested on a grand jury indictment a few weeks ago, but the indictment actually didn't name Lil Durk. He was arrested afterwards. So this is them basically combining the case and tightening up the charges, tightening up the case as they prepare for the arraignment here.
And again, this one is interesting because there are also 6 other defendants in this case as well. And on social media, the case and just the conversation about this stems back to November of 2020. This is when one of the other people on his record label, I should say rapper King Von, was killed. This is after he got into a fight with Quando Rondo. So this case that's as it's coming out and we're learning more details has been in the works for a long time because, again, the original issue stemmed from 4 years ago now at this point.
Yes, this was a long time coming, and you can tell there was a really long investigation into this. And just based on the indictment, the surveillance images that the federal prosecutors have released, it sounds like they have built quite a case here, and they're definitely ready for it to be in court.
So I do want to read off some additional charges that we do know that the FBI has now charged Lil Durk with. This is 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun, and possession of such firearms, furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. So we should also note that in this case, it wasn't actually the rapper Quando Rondo who was injured. It was a friend of his who was shot and killed in this as well. So when you're talking about the implications of this and going forward, with these charges, do you see where he's going to end up with the federal government in this case? Obviously, we do know Young Thug just beat some of his charges in his case, but that was a state case. This is a completely different ballgame here.
Yeah, and Young Thug didn't beat his charges. He actually pleaded guilty and no contest and is now on probation for 15 years. So I don't think, and if he violates it, he's going to go to prison for 20. So I don't think we're going to see a plea deal, probation plea deal, and it wasn't a plea deal, it was an open plea. But I don't think we're going to see a plea like that in this case. We could see this go to trial, but I am experienced with one of the prosecutors in particular. I've covered trials that he's done, prison murder trials, other things like that. So he's very experienced in cases like this. So if they want to try to take this to trial, I'm sure the prosecutors would be happy to try it. If they want any kind of plea agreement just based on the charges, I think they're looking at a hefty amount of time in prison. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of defense they get. We haven't seen a big offensive defense from him yet, but that could be coming.
And lastly, before I let you go, Megan, and get another interesting piece of this case, the federal government did say that Lil Durk tried to flee before being arrested, buying several plane tickets to international locations. Do you think that that will play a role when it comes down to this case heading to trial potentially and what his sentence could be overall?
I think that will definitely matter if he tries to get any kind of bail situation. The prosecutors are going to be pointing to that outright. Whether that will matter if he is convicted at sentencing, I think that the charges by themselves will stand alone. But that trying to flee like that or having tickets like that does not bode well for him getting out pre-trial at all.
Absolutely. So again, legal affairs journalist Megan Cuniff here to break down just what we know at this point there in this Lil Durk case. Of course, we'll be checking in as we learn more information. I appreciate you being with us here on Live Now.
Thank you so much for having me.
This gotta be one of the most calculating, put together, cold-blooded murders that I have ever come in contact with. And what I mean by that is that this whole demonstration with trying to kill Quando Rondo but end up killing Lil Pop took 24 hours. That's it. And I know some of you probably saying, well, they hood educated. It don't take that long to kill somebody and stuff like that. It don't take that long to go on a drill. And I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about something totally different here. This right here wasn't just the regular murder in the hood. You know what? All you got to do is drive over to, 5th Street from 10th Street and, they shoot it out. No, we ain't talking about that type of demonstration. We talking about these boys right here got on the phone, according to reports, got the killers together, had the killers get on a flight from Chicago all the way to California. Once the killers got there, rented some cars, got the guns, went and grabbed some masks, plotted, planned, stalked the victim, followed the victim, killed the wrong person, but still killed somebody. After the killing, these boys go to a restaurant, a hamburger restaurant, discuss payment, go to San Diego from Los Angeles. That's a drive in itself. Then right back to Chicago within 24 hours. You can't tell me that this is not a cold-blooded demonstration. These boys right here was dedicated. These boys right here was really standing on business. And I'm not trying to brag and boast and none of that, because y'all know I don't agree with this type of activity, but just think about how complex this whole demonstration is and how they just did it so quick and was right back in Chicago in no time. This is a cold-blooded demonstration. However, though, all that backwards thinking, all that plotting and planning, one thing they didn't think about, one thing they didn't, give account to, was that every step that they took was being digitally recorded. Every step, everything that they did is recorded some type of way. Them getting on the airplane leaving from Chicago. To get on the airplane, you got to show ID. Hey, look, this is who I am. They didn't have enough common sense to have fake IDs. They used their real IDs. The tickets, when you got to buy the tickets, swiping the credit card. Digital evidence. Them at the airport. Digital evidence. Them getting on the plane. Digital evidence. There's no way, none whatsoever, that they can say, nah, it wasn't me. I was in Chicago. I was chilling, man. I had my foot up. I was at my girl crib. No, I was at the gambling house, dog. You know what I'm saying? We was shooting 100 a shot. That couldn't have been me. No. Every step they took left a digital footprint right back to them. When they got off the plane, video cameras all over the place. At the airport, digital evidence. Don't stop there though, because they had to go by the math. And they did. Digital evidence. It keeps coming. It keeps going on, y'all. Y'all might get tired of me talking about these digital footprints, these digital evidence that they left. Renting the cars. Yeah. Digital evidence. Following Quando Rondo now. Digital evidence. Check it out. No, it gets worse. The shooting. Digital evidence. Check it out. After the shooting, they went to the burger joint. You already know it's cameras there. Everybody got cameras now. These boys, after the killing, go to a hamburger restaurant to discuss payment. As soon as I heard that, I thought to myself, I said, how does the feds know what they was discussing? How? It's only two things. They was on their phone talking, and they was wiretapped. They were sending those messages on that phone and you know, back and forth to whoever was going to do the payment. Or two, there's somebody that's sitting there just, I'm talking about gathering all the information and telling everything. Whoever this person is, I'm talking about, if he wasn't there at the time, he getting his first-hand knowledge from somebody else that was there at the time. And they told him. And he telling everything. But after they get done discussing the payments and everything, these boys get on the plane from San Diego. For some reason, they must have thought that was slick. We're gonna fly to Los Angeles, commit the killing, then we're gonna drive all the way to San Diego and then take a plane from San Diego and go back to the go. Or go back to the rack, as they call it now. Back when I was coming up, they called it the go or the shot. But yeah, right back to the rack. Like they ain't leaving no digital footprints, no digital evidence. Yeah, when you go back to the rack, when you get back on that plane, you got, hey, this who I am right here. Yep, or here go my ticket right here. Here I go. Digital evidence. I'm talking about, you talking about like cooked, deep fried. Got them boys on camera committing the murder in the same mask that the orchestrator went to go buy for them. The tickets bought in the name of OTF. How does the feds know that Lil Durk and what his homeboy that was with him, I think it was Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, but how did they know that Lil Durk and them got the load of Quando Rondo? How do they know that? And then from them getting the drop on Quando Rondo, they get to calling people. You know, Lil Durk and them, they get to, hey man, hey, check it out. How do they know all this? It's somebody that's around them telling the truth and nothing but the truth. Or them boys right there was wiretapped and the feds was actually just following them. If the feds allow them, if the feds was following them like that and seeing them kill Quando Rondo, didn't stop the murder, that's foul. But I don't know that to be the truth. But I do know that somebody or something is around them recording their every move. And I'm not talking about those digital footprints, the digital evidence that I just unfolded with y'all. It's somebody else in the inner workings with them. All in 24 hours. I'm talking about, man, the dedication that they put in to kill somebody. All that hard work and dedication I'm talking about all that thinking could be used to do something, I'm talking about positive. But here it is, they wasted all their time plotting and planning, thinking that they doing a good thing. Hey, we got this, bro. I'm telling you, man, all we got to do is do this, that, and still ended up getting knocked. But not only them, the big dog ended up getting knocked. I'm talking about the big bag, Lil Durk, even got him knocked. Unfortunate situation, I'm talking about, but at the same time, they really can't be mad at nobody but they self. Because every little step they took told on them. Every little step they took told on them. How can they get around the digital evidence? The cameras, the airplane tickets, the rental cars, the masks, the phones that they had on their person, giving up their geographical location. How? How could they get around that? For everybody that's saying, hey man, nah man, look, brother, look, the feds is not finna play with that. They is not finna play with that. And being that they got some type of evidence saying that this man right here, Lil Durk, was directing traffic, that he came a day before them, put everything together, and then when they came, had his homeboy lay there and lay everything down. Come on, man. Look, it's an unfortunate situation. It's a bad thing that done happened. I know Durk fans, y'all want him to be free and all that old type of stuff. But at the same time, I wonder how Durk fans would feel if Lil Pop was their family member. If somebody put all this effort in to kill somebody that you love, your brother, your cousin, your child's father. Yeah, see, we don't think about that because we are so in love with our criminals. We don't think about what if that same criminal that we are in love with, that we are lifting up so much, committed that same act against somebody that we love. Then you won't be running around here talking about some free Durk. I want him to get the death penalty. Let him loose. I want to kill him. He killed my cousin. He killed my brother. He killed my uncle. He killed my baby daddy. I can't stand him. You see? So, for all y'all that, hey, free and all this old type of stuff, think about that. And then come leave your comments in the comment section. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.